Okay. Itamakskanathani. Good morning. It is just around 8:30 in the AM on Saturday, July 30th, 2022, in the lunar cycle that we're not sure of yet. Might be pakipis tsotsith when the choke cherries ripen. We'll see if they do. I am just pulling in at the site of what will this afternoon be our annual air show here in Lethbridge, an event which I never look forward to, do not enjoy. When I used to live in Riverstone, this air show was just such a noisy weekend for us. I can't imagine what it'd be like for some of the folks living on this side of town, but any case, there's a snake zone out here. Well, the whole area is, ground squirrel territory, and so there's a lot of snakes still feeding out here. And they would like me to come do a little walkthrough and make sure there's nothing out there where people are going to be parking their cars or setting up their tents or these kind of things. So just in line at the security here, and we'll go in, conduct our survey, and then I think on the way home probably stop off at a rookery or den or two and just see what's up, hey, with those, because I picked up that neonate, that newborn, the other night, and there's talk about the snakes having already been migrating back to the dens. So I want to check out what. I hate loud machines and shit. To me, the Street Wheelers weekend, the air show weekend are just dreaded weekends. But it is what it is. Hello. Good morning.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, thank you. Where are you off to today?
I am here to survey the areas of parking or where there's tents and stuff for rattlesnakes.
Ooh, yikes. Okay, do you know where you're going?
Not really.
No? Okay, well, I will just put you in the direction of the fire hall.
Okay.
This big brown building right over here.
Oh, yeah.
So if you can just turn your hazards on and just follow the road there, someone there will be able to direct you.
Okay, cool.
Perfect. Have a great day.
Thank you. Well, here I am out on the wild, windy airstrips, and these grass zones where there's going to be lots of parking and people and wandering and stuff are just full of ground squirrel activity. Like, I've just been walking through one colony of ground squirrels after another. Not a lot of squirrels around, which says something, but lots of burrows. So I don't really think I'm gonna come across a snake, but it's definitely a place where people could encounter a snake. The coulees are not far away. It's always been traditional hunting territory of the rattlesnakes, and it's aside from an airplane rolling down the strip once in a while, it's pretty accessible. In any case, let's go take a look at some of these. Since we're here, let's take a look at some of the hot rods and some of the planes, I guess. Let's walk this strip.
Okay, you guys inside. Get ready with the spread. The legs. Ready?
Seeing these guys setting up their tent. Figure I better just walk around their compound here real quick while I'm in their area. Make sure there's no snakes in the immediate vicinity. Pretty cool bunch of cars over here. I'll take you through real quick. Yeah, look at this. Lots and lots of ground squirrel activity. Could definitely have snaky consequences. Let's take a walk through the strip of hot rods. We'll go check out some of the planes too. I'm not really impressed by cars, but if I were going to be impressed by cars, these are some pretty nice cars. Yeah, look at all that. Holy moly. Alright, I'm going to get to the end of this row and then survey up the green strips on both sides. So I ran into a guy who said he did see in the last 2 years, in the last 2 air shows, he worked out here and he saw snakes in this area. So I'm gonna survey this area real good. Not that I think there's any more call for snakes to be here than anywhere else. And really I've yet to see a ground squirrel pop his head out yet. So I don't know if the food population still even exists here. Given there's a bouncy house out here on the field, I figure there must be this must be playground area, and that'd be a good place to check out, you know. I noticed that there's a lot of grasshoppers already, and that the ball cactus has its fruits already. These are all like early signs of, you know, summer coming to its conclusion. It's a little bizarre. It's a little bizarre. I don't know what to think really. I'm gonna test out, I think, on that little rattlesnake. I always wondered whether, when they were first born, whether they tried to eat grasshoppers, because that would be the most, you know, abundant food during the time when young rattlesnakes are born. And I always wondered whether they ate any before they went through the brumation thing. So I might toss a grasshopper into that enclosure with the neonate that I have and see what happens. Though I don't want to fill him up before releasing him. Well, we gotta have at least a month left before the winter, so I'm sure it'll pass through his system if he does eat it. Anyway, just checking the outskirts over here now. Looks like Lethbridge Airport there. YQL. So I've hit the areas where I thought, you know, I gotta get there first and cover the most dangerous grounds where there's going to be a lot of people. But I think in general, all these open areas, there's going to be a lot going on. So now I'm just kind of wandering through. I know I should just be doing a grid search, and I'm not. But really it's kind of because I think the area is too large for me to grid search in the time that I have, and I should have more people on hand to help me with that. So I'm just doing a kind of wander about looking at the most gophery looking areas, but those don't necessarily have any residents. So, oh, I just heard a ground squirrel voice. So there is one out here. So we can still potentially, they're testing the, it sounds like they're testing the microphones for the drum machines for the live band. Hey, wanted to check out this plane, so brightly colored. Looks like they're just gonna start letting the public in, and there's lines out like forever. I don't get it, but the place is snake clear. I think my assessment is that they may have seen snakes there in previous years because the ground squirrel population was more intact in previous years. Right now, like, I heard 1 or 2 ground squirrels the whole time I was out there in all that territory I covered. So there's not enough food there to be drawing snakes to that area. Holy smokes, look at that. That's still all traffic, mostly going to the air show. Is that crazy or what? I'm just driving along, and it's just going and going and going. Holy smokes, I'm glad I peeled out of there when I did, I guess. Wow. Oh, look at this coolie. Any case, we'll see what else happens today. It's gonna be a hot one. I wanted to go pick berries, but I don't know if getting off to a late start is a good idea with that. We'll see what's up. Something will come about. Yeah, I'd like to leave town and go do some activities on the landscape, but we'll see. Itomicskanatony all over again. Believe it or not, even though I'm wearing the same clothes, it is now Sunday morning. A day has passed. I didn't get any calls yesterday after the air show check. I just stayed home and chilled out for the most part. Caught up on a bit of rest, sleep. Yeah, not a whole lot to report. No wildlife calls yesterday, really. But this morning, of course, was my Sunday morning walk and talk here at Spokane, and I have a few things to show you from this walk. We'll start with what you're probably most interested in, which is the question, a resolution perhaps of the question of whether or not all the rattlesnakes are having early babies and heading back to the dens and something funky's going on. Here at Spokane, there is a rookery, an established rattlesnake rookery and den. And so this morning I went and checked them out, and you'll see some footage here. This is from the rookery, and the rookery is, as you see, well attended at this time. I've never seen so many, and the rookery is where they have their babies, right? So these are all pregnant females who are here specifically to have their babies. We're gonna have, each one of us is gonna have 10, 12 live babies, probably 3 weeks from now or so. And so we're looking at having probably, well over 100 babies being born here, just to this one rookery. And there are several rookeries in Lethbridge. Just to this one rookery this year, I think we're gonna have well over 100 babies. So that's a good thing. But I don't see any babies there yet. And I checked the den as well, the main den, and there wasn't any babies there either. So what that tells me is that the babies haven't been born yet, and the rattlesnakes are not off of their schedule and returning to the dens early. At least not at this point here, at this particular complex. I'll probably check another rookery and den other side of the west side sometime this weekend, but that's what it's looking like here. So the next thing I wanted to show out here is kind of a sad case, something that's occurred here just south of the high level bridge, along this kind of slope here. Somebody has come along and decided to rip out all of the showy milkweed plants that were growing along here. Now in my head, I'm imagining that this person is a nature lover, probably somebody who thinks that they are eliminating a problem plant from the area. But this is not a problem plant. Most likely a misidentification by whoever's done this. This is showy milkweed, which most people know as a plant that's very important to the monarch butterflies. If you don't have this plant, you don't have monarchs. The monarchs will only lay their eggs on this plant. The larvae will only eat from this plant as they develop. So you have to have milkweed if you want monarchs. But in addition, around here, the milkweed is valued by other animals. There's animals that break into their seed pods, eat their seeds, rodents and birds. Birds especially rely on the fibers of this plant. And I'm thinking particularly about the Baltimore oriole, the northern oriole, that makes its nest specifically with the fibers of this plant. But somebody's come along, tore them all up, no doubt under the auspices of eradicating an invasive species or something of this order. And it's not. That would be a misidentification if that's what's gone on, and I suspect that's what's gone on. And I hope that the person who's done this isn't as much a nature enthusiast as they're going to stumble across this video and see how foolish they've been. And I want to admonish actually anybody who's out here in the coulees pulling supposedly invasive weeds and stuff like this. I want to admonish all those people and challenge you to be human instead and get out here and pick the things that you're supposed to be picking in this time of year, like the berries. You know, instead of just coming out here and causing just death in the coulee for no reason, why don't you become part of the solution and actually engage with the environment, be human here for a change. So that's my what I have to say about this scene. It's basically just an extermination scene, and it sucks. People suck. But I'm moving on now to another, what's basically another extermination scene of another type. Nature provoked. All right, check it out. We're up here by the duck blind, or what used to be the duck blind area here. And something has been digging turtle eggs from the bank. Hey, here's an old dig with little bits of shell shard around, but here's a more obvious bunch of eggs that have been extracted, and I think the poop of our culprit, who I suspect is skunk or weasel. Okay, digging out these eggs. And this is not the only spot. I'm going to show you at the north end right now. There's been a series of digs over there where a bunch of turtle nests have been extracted and dug up and eaten. There's some along this trail too. I'll come show you some of those. Just the trail in here. There's others that were dug up that I can show you. Now this is, of course, quite different than whoever was pulling milkweed over there, because that guy just or gal just pulled milkweed and left it. They were just trying to kill it, right? Whoever did this to the eggs is not just trying to kill it. See, here's one right here. Turtle nest dug out. You can even see a baby turtle here. Hey, look at that. There's others, I think, in the hole. Yeah, this is different because whoever did this is eating and feeding, not just killing for killing's sake. Oh, there's some folks coming up this way, so I'll probably cut off the camera, but yeah, let's go to the north side and I'll show you over there. Hey, look who we have here. It's a spurge hawk moth larva. Nice big fat brightly colored caterpillar. They actually have a few different color morphs, these spurge hawk moths. They were imported here in the 1980s, I believe, to try to kill off. It's another thing, another effort by people. They're trying to kill off the leafy spurge, which is a native plant that they consider to be a noxious weed because agriculture doesn't like it. So they brought in this a whole new species, spurge hawk moths, that were never here before, to try to eradicate them. And yeah, they eat the leaves of the plants. Those caterpillars eat at the spurge all day long. But did it get rid of the spurge? No, because the spurge belongs here. It's just the way it is. Belongs here far more than the people that want to get rid of it. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I think some people got a truncated set of ethical rules. They just got thou shalt not kill, which is ridiculous rule, because in order to live you got to kill. It's got to be more distinct than that. And my thinking is thou shalt not kill unless you're going to eat it. Unless it's for subsistence in some way. You don't just kill just because you're like, I don't like this species. Anyway, we're almost at the north end now. I'll show you what's going on with the turtle nests there. All right, here we are in the north end, and I'll show you a little bit of what's up along this trail here where some of the turtle nests are. There were a couple of nests dug out this way, but I think the more exemplar ones are over on this edge, at least the ones where you can actually see eggs remaining and stuff. Something was digging right here. There may still be a nest under here. He was definitely sniffing something out. I really think it was probably, see, even here, something was digging in there. I think it was probably a skunk, by the size of the dig marks and the poops. I'm not seeing any actual footprints to go from. Oh yeah, here we got a good example, right? Dug out with some eggs right there. What else? There might be, oh yeah, dug out here. Starting to dig there anyway. Probably didn't find anything, but there might be something there, Here we got some dug out. Hey. So I don't know. Something that's definitely got its bead on the turtles here. It's figured out how to get into the turtle nests. So I imagine a lot of them will be eaten up this season, which, different animals have their different seasons. When you hear we're gonna maybe have 100 rattlesnakes plus born at this site, that's this year. Next year there could just be 10 or 20, And like most animals, those numbers get diminished from predators right away, you know. Any case, it's my report for now. Don't know what to expect for the day other than huge heat, and so I don't know that I'll get any snake calls or any wildlife calls. This could be the end of the video.